Hey guys, I'm Johnny Alchemy and thank you so much for joining me on my channel. This is going to be a general reading for the sign of Leo for the month of December 2023. So if you are a Leo in your sun, moon, or rising, this reading is for you. I do a general reading. I do the beginning, middle, and end of the month to look for any type of guidance, anything to be aware of, or anything for you to reflect on from what the cards may say for the month of December. And hopefully some of this will resonate with some of you out there. So without further ado, let's pull some cards and see what they have to say for the month of December 2023. Sorry, I can't speak. Wow. Okay. Okay, heard that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, starting off, we got the Tower. Okay, so for the first beginning of December, we have the Tower, Four of Wands, and we have Eight of Pentacles reversed. So with the Tower, talking about big change coming up. For some of you, if you felt this coming from a few months before or even in November, big changes coming up for you. I almost see here, again with the Tower, it says sudden change, a big fast change coming, where ultimately it's scary, it's difficult to deal with, of course, that's given, but you also have this lightning that comes from above. So it's a certain revelation that hits you from the divine. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It'll feel bad at first, but it's something that is ultimately meant to push you forward and also to enlighten you in a very quick way about something that you may not see in the present moment until after everything is said and done. So with the Four of Wands, also talking about possibly home situations, something like that, possibly with some of you moving, possibly some of you maybe relocating, changing locations, etc. So here with this Four of Wands, it almost seems like also that this Tower moment ultimately is all about finding your stability, finding where it is that you are ultimately belong. And ultimately this is a certain milestone, if you will. Maybe this was building up to this point. Maybe it wasn't as, let's say, as sudden or unexpected as some of you may see. Maybe you knew it was going to come to this point. Or maybe some of you even forced a Tower moment, not to say as in a self-destructive way, but when you know you need to change your situations drastically, there could be something saying that. So here it's something to consider, that even though you go through this Tower moment, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a milestone that could change in a positive way, which most Tower moments are, to be very honest. It may seem horrible at first, challenging to deal with, but that's given. You will never know what it means until you go through it, and then you can look back in the retrospective of it and see, that was what I was meant to learn, or that's exactly what was meant to happen. Otherwise, I couldn't receive this next thing in my life. Talking about also this Eight of Pentacles reversed. So here it's talking about due diligence. Also with finances too. I could see something with if we are talking about relocation, moving, changing your current living situation, whatever it may be. With this Eight of Pentacles, thinking about money. Here it talks about making sure you're doing your due diligence, making sure your finances are in order, making sure you're doing the right saving and all that other stuff, making sure your debt is taken care of, and also just doing the work needed in order to allow yourself that cushion for this Tower moment. Here with finances and even just your general well-being, talking about your physical body, your health, etc. as well. Talking about making sure that that is in order and that should be in place for any challenges you may be coming across in the future. And so here it's saying that this Tower moment in the beginning month of December, it may seem like a very difficult decision to do, but I have a feeling for just what these cards are saying, that it is a conscious, forced Tower moment where you know you need to move on from a situation that no longer serves you. So now it's saying that this is going to be your milestone for that, and in order to help you out with that, Also take care of your body, your health, and your finances. Make sure that everything that is in your control, that you have that under control, if that makes sense. And so as we move forward, we got the Nine of Swords here. So talking about, and this part was right underneath that tower right here. So saying here, that tower moment, do the best you can to deal with it, because number one is obviously any type of tower moment, those big changes take a toll on our mental health. So here is saying here, make sure that you try and calm yourself. Make sure that if this does cause big emotions like depression or sadness, isolation, anything like that, make sure that you keep that in mind and you know how to give yourself that self-care, the grace of allowing yourself to go through hard times and to be unsure and to doubt maybe this tower moment, even if it was the correct thing to do, but understand it is meant to happen. So here in this Nine of Swords, also talking about your mental habits as well, the things that you think about constantly. As you can see, it's repetitive, it's constant, it's a cycle. So here's almost saying that you have to also challenge yourself in that regard. When you are faced with hardship in life, how do you treat yourself mentally? You have to learn also, maybe this tower moment is here to break that cycle of thinking, of maybe the way that when you're faced with hard times, with isolation, with loneliness, how do you think about that? How do you feel about yourself? What do you think about yourself? And if you can't sit alone in your thoughts, then that's something to really consider. The mind should be a peaceful place for you, even though most of the time it is not for most people. I get it. But how hard do you push yourself when it comes to your mental health? Do you push yourself too far? Do you cause unnecessary pain? Those are things to consider, because I think that might be also a lesson from this tower moment, not just if you are relocating or changing your life in some way, but to also challenge your mental habits and your mental conditioning, to remove some of these things that may have built up from the past, trauma from the past, whether it be childhood trauma, trauma from relationships, trauma from anything in your life, to learn that these things no longer serve you and they just weigh you down and just take stabs at your mind constantly, and that they're no longer needed because it's in the past. Thoughts are a wonderful thing. That's where everything begins, but also they are just as abstract and illusionary as fear. You know, they are not real. They are just literally thoughts. Talk about that wind energy. They're as visible as the wind, you know, and as fleeting as the wind as well. So understand that these thoughts aren't real anymore, and that it's time to let them go. Now we talk about, as I said, this tower moment, and then now we got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So here it's saying, very much so with this, sometimes we're on top of the wheel, sometimes we're on the bottom. So here it's saying that with life right now, it may seem tough, you may be going through the bottom of the wheel right now, but the wheel is always moving. Time will move you forward no matter what. But understand, I think this tower moment was fated as well. That there's a certain fate that comes from that tower moment. And not to say, and I also think about it as karma, not to say bad karma, like that you did anything bad in the past, but let's say there are things in the past that didn't work out for you, whatever it may be, that caused a lot of pain for you, and now it may be catching up to you. And maybe with this Nine of Swords I see here, it's maybe catching up to you in a certain sense, where all these thoughts that may have been repressed, and now that you are willing to move forward with it, it's like releasing the floodgates of your mind, of your soul, of your emotions, all of it. So here it's saying that with this, it's fated to happen. Don't fight it, flow with it. And you may come across lots of bumps down that flow, down that river, lots of rocky areas, lots of fast-moving emotions, but you have to understand that this is what happens in life. Sometimes we have to break ourselves down because of who we were in the past in order to rebuild into something better, into something new, into who we are meant to be in this present moment. So here, it may seem hard, but it's fated. It is meant to happen because it is for your better good. It is not happening to you. It is happening for you. And I know that's shitty to hear sometimes when you're actually going through it, but one day it will make sense if you just make sure that you are open and aware to what is going on. And as we move on from this, I see here some of these cards, especially Knight of Wands right here. New beginning in terms of where you want to be putting your energy. Where should you be focusing your energy? Here it's talking about, I'm going to get into some of these right here, but new energy in terms of what is going to guide you through this dark time in life. I feel like this Knight of Swords, especially with this, with the pictures on here, he holds that wand almost like a torch as he moves forward. And he doesn't look like he's rushing, but he's taking his time and he's being very aware of where he is going. I know the fire cards usually talk about fast motion, but I feel like here, as you move forward, it may be telling you to slow down a little bit and to use that inner fire within yourself, that intuition, that light, that fire within yourself, your true self right there, your soul in a certain sense, to guide you through this and to be aware as you move forward in that darkness. So here it's telling you really, where do you want to be putting your emotions? Where do you want to be putting your energy forward as you are going through this dark time? I think that's something for you really to consider, because as it's breaking down old thoughts and old habits, as it's helping you to maybe get your finances together and get your health together, and understanding that is ultimately leading up to this milestone moment for you. So here in this milestone, this is a very peaceful card versus some of the other ones that I've shown you and pulled up, but this is ultimately the goal here. This is the stability that comes from the Tower moment, destruction and then leading to stability. So here, I think this is saying you should be putting your energy, a lot of it, into yourself. Maybe not so much with other people, because I see some cards down here which I'm going to touch upon, but turn that energy inward. There's a lot of healing, I feel like, that needs to be done here on the physical, in terms of money or health, and also especially with the mental, in terms of old thoughts or old behaviors or old patterns that may be popping up that ultimately may be harming you in some way subconsciously. So here is this Knight of Wands is saying this is fated because it's helping you to reconnect with yourself, to learn to reconnect with the fire within you, and ultimately to build that fire up once more from yourself, finding the answers within. And as we move on toward the end of the month, we have the Fool card, we have the Fool card reversed, Six of Cups reversed, and also the High Priestess reversed. The Fool here, talking about, again, the reason I see even more so, I said because that to turn that energy inward, the Fool is saying maybe it's not the time to start anything new. You know, the Fool card, be careful of rash behavior. Be careful of foolhardy behavior. This is talking about, don't be naive. This is not the time to be. This is the time to be very focused on yourself, I feel like. With the Fool card especially, it talks about, as you can see here, this person looks so carefree and so lighthearted on the upright position, but as you can see here, he could easily be walking off a cliff, you know? Especially with the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune reverse and the Nine of Swords. I have a feeling this is saying be careful of how far you're going to push yourself. Don't be going so far away from yourself where you're running away from yourself ultimately. A lot of it has to come down to, I feel like, reigniting that fire within, because maybe you might not be ready to move forward. Maybe you may not even think that at this point. Maybe you may not be even aware of it, but it's ultimately just trying to tell you, be careful moving forward, because it might be doing more harm than good in your life. It may be time to reconnect with who you are as a Leo, the sun, powerful, center of the universe, all these things. So here with the Fool card, be careful of rash and foolhardy behavior, of naive behavior, because ultimately it may seem okay at first, but down the road, you could be walking yourself off a cliff and put yourself in a position which may not be helpful to you, or maybe even worse than where you may be now in this Tower moment. And as we move forward, we got Six of Cups reversed. Six of Cups, be careful of nostalgia. Be careful of looking toward the past with rose-colored glasses. This is saying be careful of even love sometimes, because love can be a very beautiful thing. But if we haven't healed ourselves from past thoughts, past trauma, etc., it can put on those rose-colored glasses and just be a distraction. So be careful of that. I have a feeling here, also be careful of going back with anyone in the past who you have known. If this Tower moment is caused by a past relationship that you might be dealing with, that you're ready to finally let go, or whatever it may be, For some of you, understand that there's no reason to go back to that person, that you're actually letting this person go, and to also be aware that, to look at love in a very different way. This is what the healing process is. That's why you have to let go of some of these thoughts, some of these belief systems, some of these unconscious, subconscious feelings and actions that are caused from our belief systems deep down, because you don't want to be making the same mistakes all over again. This Fool card, walking off that cliff. So here, be careful of that. Be careful of nostalgia. And here, the two of, I keep on saying the two, the priest, the high priestess, my gosh, the high priestess reversed is asking you to reconnect with your intuition, reconnect with your higher self, your divine feminine self. I think ultimately that is what, talking about the beginning and end of this month, this here is meant to break everything down from what we've known and to ultimately connect back to yourself, who you are in your divine feminine way, connecting back to your intuition. You're connecting back with the universe, doing the healing necessary, the shadow work. I always think the high priestess here, she is the guardian of the mysteries, the shadow, the subconscious world behind us. And so it's asking you almost to delve deep into that shadow work in order to break yourself out of these patterns again. Look, that blackness background in here with the Nine of Swords. Again, that deep subconscious, the mystery, the dark depths of it. You have to dig deep, I think. And you have to dig deep and pull out those swords that no longer serve you. Pull out that pain that no longer serves you so that it can heal properly. Because if they stay stuck, they will never heal. They will never heal, and you will never be whole again, because that will always be a blockage. So here is saying with this high priestess energy to really reconnect with yourself. Again, this inner work, this shadow work, I feel like now, because of this tower moment, that is pushing you to look inward now instead of outward. Because the outward, there may not be, I feel like there's illusions. There could be naive thoughts, foolhardy behavior, also nostalgia, distractions from the past, possibly with love even. So here it's saying to really reconnect with yourself and your intuition, because ultimately this is the place of power that you need to be. This is the place where you need to be, right here. And it seems like, this person is sitting alone. That may not be where you want to be, but at the same time, it is a position of power because you now know yourself on a much deeper level. You've gone through the shadow work where you're able to take what was hurt, take what was damaged, take the trauma that was painful, and to bring it back to yourself into a healing place where now you are wiser. Now you know better. Now that you are able to make better decisions and not repeat any type of cycles. Again, Wheel of Fortune right here, any cycles of the past right here, to not be stuck in that cycle. So here, those are things I think you have to consider for December, because I think there's a big healing journey here. I think with this tower moment, whether it be self-imposed or not, it seems like if this resonates with any of you, if there is big changes happening in life, now is the time to look toward healing. And the only person who can heal yourself is you. The only reason a healer is a healer because they learn how to heal themselves, ultimately. So I think that is the biggest challenge here for December. And by doing so, it opens up your new year into a new you, if that makes sense. So by doing this healing work for the month of December, understand this is the last month of 2023. And so you can start 2024 with a clean slate into a new person of power who is powerful, the high priestess, who knows herself, who is connected to the universe and to the unknown, and she is not afraid of it. She's not afraid of herself. She's not afraid of the darkness of life because she is the keeper of it. She is the guardian of it. And she knows how to weave through all those dark thoughts, all those dark behaviors that may hurt other people, but she knows how to guide herself through them. So let's pull out some more cards, messages from the universe, and see what they have to say. Love that. Justice. Queen of Wands. The World. Wow, you got some crazy cards here, I swear. Justice. Right here. Talking about truth. Talking about doing what is needed to get something done, and there's no bullshit involved. With Justice, it talks about, I think here, especially with these cards, doing right by you. Just you. The Justice card is saying, they are the judge, they are the one who makes the decision, and they are the ones who chooses how to focus their energy, where to focus their energy. Because with the Justice card, it also talks about past, again with this Tower card and this Wheel of Fortune card, it's saying there are things from the past that might be catching up to you that you have to now face, and now that you have to be held accountable for with this Justice card. So here it's saying, again, that karma, as I said before, not that you did anything wrong, but I'm just saying that everyone has karma and everyone makes decisions, and sometimes those decisions may not work out in our best favor. But now when they catch up to us, we have to deal with them. How do we deal with them? Do we deal them with fairness, with accountability? Do we deal with them with by doing the right thing? Doing the right thing by you, not by anyone else. Again, as I said, this is all focused on your own internal energy, doing right by you. So that Justice card, I feel, is very, very important to that, especially in tandem with the Tower and Wheel of Fortune reversed. Then we got the Queen of Wands, Leo, hello. Talking about learning how to stand in your power and to be, honestly, centering yourself again. When I think of the Queen of Wands, she is truly the sun in the sense that she is the center of everything. You know, she gives everyone warmth. Everyone wants to be around her. She's like a fire. You know, everyone is drawn to her. So here it's telling you to have that nurturing self. Again, if this is about healing for you, if this resonates with anyone, heal yourself. Use your powers that you have as a Leo and heal yourself by knowing your power, knowing who you are, remembering who you are. Because sometimes in the past we can get so lost and so distracted by things we lose the sense of who we are. And this Queen of Wands right here is saying to do that, to reconnect with yourself, to re-nurture yourself and reignite that fire of who you are and build it up and make it bright and shine, all of that. It's asking you to do that. And we finally have the World. The World is saying that ultimately I think this Tower moment will be an end of a big cycle for a lot of you if you choose to just do the healing from within. The World card is the last card of the major arcana. It shows completion, the end of a big cycle, the end of big things that maybe have gone on in your life, maybe for months, years. It's long-term things that have happened. Again, things in the past that may have not served us that are finally catching up to us. And now it's saying, how are you going to face them? And by doing so, you will end that bigger cycle. All these things that have been built up within you, you're going to release those things, and then it will help you push forward into someone new. And the World card, again, all this feminine energy, connecting back to this to the High Priestess right here, all of it, Queen of Wands, Justice, all that feminine energy. It's really asking you to really connect back with your divine feminine, your nurturing self, your loving self. The one who knows how to be empathic with themselves, but also knows how to build them up with that quiet strength of persevering through this and doing it with courage and honesty and faith. Let's pull some more cards right here. We got some Reiki cards. Waiting, yes. What did I say? Okay, so as I said with that Fool card, and also talking about this is an inner journey, waiting. There's something here. Don't move forward. Don't push. This is not I feel like in this reading, I get this feeling it's not a time of expansion, and it's difficult for a fire sign. I get it. Fire signs want to expand. I get it. They want to move forward. They're quick. But I think it's almost saying, don't expand. Don't be a wildfire. Be a campfire. Be a bonfire. Learn how to be still with your fire and learn how to give warmth and be the warmth for yourself. And others will be attracted to you. Others will come to you for your warmth because they see that. So there's a time of waiting. Again, as I said with the Fool card, it's not the time to move forward. And be careful of nostalgia as well. It's not the time to possibly move forward even for some of you with love, because it could be very difficult. It could be a distraction. Again, rose-colored glasses, and could hurt you in a way that could be detrimental. Now, introspection. What did I say? With this Knight of Wands, look within. This is not about anyone else but you. This is asking you to do the work for yourself. So now it's talking about you to reconnect with your higher self and do the introspection needed, that shadow work, in order to heal and make yourself ready for the new year of 2024. And finally, action. From waiting to introspection to action. Here, I feel like that is just the chronology of everything. You wait, you look within, and when you're ready, then you take action. Now is not the time to until you've done the introspection and you sat with yourself. So now I feel like we go from waiting, introspection, to action. So when you're done with this process, the shadow work process, then you take action. I love this because I just didn't even notice the things here. So waiting, almost like a stalemate, introspection, looking from within, and then from that introspection, you move forward with something. So here it's saying that is literally the process, I feel like, of what this whole reading was saying. To wait, to look within, and then from there, get the clarity, get the healing, get the intuition again. Learn how to love yourself again, and when you do, that love will guide you forward into the action needed to move forward for the new year. So here, if any of this resonated with any of you Leos, if you are going through a big change right now, drastic change, this is truly a time of healing for you as 2023 closes. So here, look within and really try and heal yourself. Look within and try and release a lot of these beliefs or a lot of this pain or trauma you might have gone through in the past, so that you have a clean slate for 2024. And that when the new year does start, should new opportunities come across your path, you're ready to take action with clarity and insight. So I wish you the best. I think I'm always big on healing. I know healing sucks, but it's meant for that to happen, to help us grow, be better, be stronger, be more prepared for life, and to connect us with our higher self and what's aligned for us. So this is what I see for you Leos for the month of December 2023. It could lead to some great things as you begin 2024. So if any of this resonated with you, please consider hitting that like button or the subscribe button. It will definitely help out my channel, and it will help me keep in touch with you so I can do further readings as well. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I know I went a little bit longer than usual, but thank you so much, and hopefully I will see you next time. Goodbye.